We are live from the Quest Diagnostics Training Center. It's Evan and Tiki. I got to admit, I kind of missed you, Tiki. Not you, Sean. You, Tiki, I missed you.
I missed you as well, Ev. I missed you because I missed making fun of you scoring games, even though you were on vacation in the Outer Banks, and you put your kids to bed, and you pulled up a chair, cracked a beer or whatever frozen drink you were drinking, and you wrote down the Mets losing, getting destroyed by the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, no, you've captured my vacation very well. I would hang out on the beach, run around, get salt water in my eyes. I would then put my kids to bed, preferably around 7 o'clock, and then I would sit down and either watch a preseason football game, a crappy edition of Hard Knocks, more on that later, and New York Mets and New York Yankees baseball. It was a wonderful vacation.
But you came back yesterday, and you went to the game, and you scored it with your son.
I did.
Jet, and they won.
I know, the Red Hot Mets.
Where you been?
Oh, yes. Let me ask you a question. It hit me in the middle of June. I'll never forget. The Mets played the Yankees in the Subway Series. And the Mets lost the first game to the Yankees when Max Scherzer, that fraud, blew a 5-1 lead. And I remember saying on the air that day that I looked into my father's eyes and I saw the death of a season. And it turned out to be prophetic and true. Mm-hmm. The Mets season, to some may have died a few weeks earlier, to some a few weeks later, but to me it died on that evening against the New York Yankees. Yesterday afternoon, as Clay Holmes was melting down, as Aaron Boone was making lame excuses for not walking Berger with a base open, did you, Tiki Barber, witness the death of a Major League Baseball season?
I wanted to. I did. I really wanted to. But I can't help but look at the standings and see that the Yankees are still not completely out of it. I don't know what it's going to take for me to say it's over. Now, maybe Clay Holmes giving up 5 runs or whatever, it was 4 earned runs in the 9th inning in a game that they easily had in hand at that point is an indication that I should change my mind. But something is holding me back, and I don't know what it is.
Math.
Well, it is math, but I think I need another shoe to drop. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I think I need Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton or someone else to be out for another, week. I mean, we already lost Nestor, likely for the rest of the season.
They literally had to start Ian Hamilton in back-to-back games.
I mean, Sevy's shot. We know what that is. There is no solution in the minor leagues right now, at least not one that you're excited about. But I still feel like there's one more thing that I'm holding on to. I don't know what it is, but mathematically, I can't help but look past the fact that they still have a shot.
You know what's
to get
funny?
To the postseason.
So last week, the Mets were still mathematically in the wild card race, despite trading Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander and Mark Canha and Tommy Pham and David Robertson. But you just know. You just know that a run is not coming.
Yeah, but they conceded, Evan. They moved players at the trade deadline. They got rid of their 2 aces. They got rid of utility players, and they got rid of a starting outfielder.
Right, but mathematically they were still in it.
But the Yankees haven't done that. They haven't conceded. They're not saying it's over. We're just playing for fun. Oh, we're going to see the young kids. They're not doing that at all. They're still trying to win baseball games.
Have they given you any evidence? And I'm usually on the side of it's not over till it's over. It's not over till the math tells me it's over. Baseball's a funny game. I could sit here all day citing these incredible comebacks, whether it's the 73 Mets or the 21 Braves or the Phillies last year. Like, we could do it all day, and I've always been a believer in that. But then there's a time where you look at a team and say, have they given me any evidence that a run is coming?
No, they haven't.
Nothing. But it's only getting worse.
But I'm looking at it. It says 5 games.
Yeah.
5 games back in the wild card. And to me, that doesn't feel insurmountable with a month plus left to go in the season.
The math isn't insurmountable. The team is insurmountable.
Now, maybe that's true.
Think about yesterday for a second. For anyone who sat down on a beautiful Sunday afternoon and wasted their time watching a baseball game, which, let me raise my hand, I do it all the time. So I'm certainly not judging. I'm the first one to do it. Like you even said, I spent a beautiful Sunday night at Citi Field with my 6-year-old watching Kodai Senga.
Who was great, by the way.
He was fantastic after that first inning.
Yeah.
If you wanted to concoct a brutal Yankee loss in this laboratory of badness, that game is exactly it. Garrett Cole gives you 6 strong innings. Anthony Volpe goes deep. The offense breaks out. You're set up to go to Clay Holmes in a non-save situation because, quite frankly, hey, I got a 4-run lead. I just want to make sure I've got it. And then you look at some of the hits that were given up. The infield hit where Clay Holmes can't make a play. The non-turn on the double play. The non-intentional walk by Aaron Boone, whose excuse after the game was, well, I don't want to load the bases up just in case Tommy Kahnle walks a guy. Talk about managing not to lose. That is the concoction of a brutal loss.
Yes, you're right.
If I'm inventing it,
I'm not,
that's the loss.
I am not arguing with you at all. And, in fact, I almost didn't watch the 9th inning. Because I was, this is fine.
This game's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I can go do whatever I need to go do. And I'm glad and not glad that I did. Because in some ways, what you're saying was, I don't want to say it felt inevitable, but as soon as you saw an error, as soon as you saw one out and the other ones just wouldn't come, it felt like that was going to happen, right? And so I know that is it feels like it's the end of hope when something like that happens. That's what you're trying to get across. But I keep coming back to the same thing. God, that loss sucked. But there's still only 5 games out of this wild card. Yeah, and I'll keep saying that until
when?
I don't, until another shoe drops or they are literally mathematically eliminated.
So you don't want to have the funeral today because I was ready.
I can't do the funeral
Sean was
today.
going to dress up as the pallbearer.
I can't do the funeral
I was going to be the Undertaker. We were going to put sad music on, and we were going to, on August 14th, which is maybe the earliest ever. They didn't even do this in 16 when they were giving up players. We were going to have the earliest Yankee funeral of my adult life, and you're saying not yet.
But why would that feel good? What would that do for you? It would make you say, oh, this team sucks. They've been terrible all season. God, I can't stand watching them. They're finding ways to lose. Who's going to get hurt next? You're going to say all of these things if you have the funeral. But then what happens like a week from now if all of a sudden Giancarlo Stanton starts hitting consistently and Volpe is now on a tear? He's found major league pitching. The back end of the rotation comes back to like they were at the beginning of the season. And all of a sudden you buried them, and now they're just scratching and crawling and coming out of the dirt like zombies to win.
Does this team remind you of a zombie in any way?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I phrased that incorrectly. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
They are a zombie.
Let me go through the motions of just trying to get to where I need to.
Does this team remind you?
As soon as I get shot in the head and knocked off, then who cares?
Does this team remind you of The Undertaker, like sitting up after being, clotheslined from hell and like the man ain't human and he just pops right up? Like there's no sign of that.
I mean, Aaron Judge is 6'8", 270 pounds, so I guess in some ways, yes.
I'm struggling, I think, with the same thing to a degree you struggle with, and I know Sal has in the past, and that is, but they're the Yankees. But they're the Yankees.
I'm not giving them that.
You're not giving them that? Okay.
I am not giving them they are the Yankees.
Okay.
They'll find a way.
Because I've struggled with that for many, many years. A part of me says, well, I can't bury them. They're the Yankees. Mm-hmm. They always make the playoffs, and they recently have.
Yeah.
The last time the New York Yankees didn't make the playoffs was 2016. Barack Obama was president. We're talking president administrations ago. Like, it's been a long time. So I think there are some of us who just continue to think, well, they're the Yankees, and they're going to figure it out. But when you watch this team every single day, which I know a lot of Yankee fans have, you look into the soul of this team, and here's what you find out. They're not the Yankees. Mm-hmm. There's nothing about them that reminds you of those teams that get the benefit of the doubt of finding a way to crawl back into this thing. And I know it's weird on August 14th when we're sitting here at Giant Camp to say not only is the Mets season's over, but the Yankee season is over. But if we deal with the reality of losing this series to the Marlins when you have Game 3 in the bag, the reality of losing a series to the crappy Chicago White Sox, when you factor all of this in that we've witnessed over the last couple of weeks and months, this ain't the Yankees, and they're not finding a way.
It's not the Yankees, but they still have a chance, and that's all I keep coming back to. Now, could they find themselves this upcoming series against the Braves? Most likely not, especially considering how many runs they put up on your Mets over the weekend. But at the same time, what if they do? What if something clicks and all of a sudden they win 2 out of 3 of the Atlanta Braves, and they go play Boston. They sweep them. Now you've got 5 out of 6 wins, and before you know it, it's like, man, this Yankee team they're a game out of the wild card, and they're on a run. I feel like I'm waiting for that to happen.
What if I ran on the practice field as Joe Shane is walking by, and I threw a 57-yard dime down the field
You'd get
to
signed.
a darting Sean Morash? Joe Shane would probably say, you know what? As impressive as Tommy DeVito was, let's see what Evan Roberts has, right? But guess what? That's not going to happen.
You don't. Yes, you're probably right. It's not going to happen. But I think Yankee fans want to hold out hope. It's weird.
Do they?
No, I do. I mean, I know this from a player standpoint. Sometimes things feel really, really bad, right? But you don't appreciate the good parts and the come from behinds, the rising from the dead, the zombie rebirth, the apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, until you've hit the nadir, right? Until you've hit the bottom. And I feel like the Yankee fan is hanging around the bottom right now, but they still want to believe that there's hope. And if you give that up, then what are you even watching for?
Well,
right? And so,
yeah.
I know this because when I was playing, I used to hate the fact. I mean, I hated it. It still, seethes me sometimes. I'd have these unbelievable games, and I'd get usurped on the back page because, you know what, the Yankees are playing.
Right.
The Yankees are in the postseason, and this is in September and October. I'm like, dude, this is football season. Why are we talking about the New York Yankees? But the reality is that this Yankee team could do that again. Despite the fact that it feels like it's dead, if they found a way to resurrect themselves and get on a roll, they'd steal the back page from the Giants and the Jets.
But you know why the Yankees don't even believe that? I've got concrete evidence that Hal Steinbrenner and the New York Yankees. Oh, I think this is concrete.
Concrete.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you find a hole in this concrete. I've got concrete evidence that Hal Steinbrenner in the last 48 hours has said, oh, crap, we're screwed. I got nothing left. So you know what I've got to do? I got to play the Jeter card. Because he decided to desperately beg Derek Jeter to show up to Old Timers Day.
Or maybe Derek Jeter just said, I'm actually old right now.
You think so? But the Yankees...
I started to do media. I'm old.
The Yankees announcing essentially today, I think it was broken by Chris Kirshner, so I give him credit, that, hey, we got big news for the first time ever. Derek Jeter is going to show up at Old Timers Day. That's a deflection. That's like the Mets saying, let's have Bartolo Colon night to announce his retirement. That is a desperate attempt to say, don't look at the field. Don't talk about the GM anymore. Don't talk about the manager. Don't talk about the crappy bullpen that all of a sudden went from the best in baseball to the worst. I don't want you to look at that. But here, look at this. Look at this shiny thing. It's called Derek Jeter at Old Timers Day. Look at that. Jeter's coming back. Is that not, am I wrong? Is that not concrete evidence that the Yankees have admitted that?
I love how you position that. I love how you took the Jeter news that he's going to come to Old Timers Day. They're going to celebrate the 1998 title, and you turned it into an admission by Hal that the season is over and we need a distraction from the reality of watching Yankee baseball. But here is the reality as it pertains to Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter did nothing in the public spotlight forever. Forever. Even when he was the public spotlight, he did nothing. But you know what he's doing now? Television. And you know what you need when you do television? You need eyes and relevance. So Derek Jeter is coming to Old Timers Day for the first time because Derek Jeter is trying to be relevant.
Listen,
again.
Tiki, you make a very interesting point, but let me take you to a perspective you're not familiar with.
Yes.
I root for losers, okay? I am an expert on losers. I know all about losers. I know how losers act. I know how losers think. And I know what losers do to try to deflect from their losing. Yeah, more on him later, by the way, my hero, James Harden. So this is right out of the old reversible jersey. And if you don't know what that means, that's fine. This is right out of the reversible jersey, Bartolo Colon. We've got new uniforms. We have a new practice facility. That's not a shot at the Giants, by the way. That's a shot at Woody from 12 years ago. That's a deflection into, don't talk about us. Let's distract you with this, a shiny thing called Derek Jeter. So I respect that the Yankees have come clean about this. I respect that they understand we stink. But you know what the Yankees are hoping for? They're actually petitioning the NFL. Can they start the season early? Can the Giants and Jets start 2 weeks earlier so no one talks about us anymore?